Welcome back to the Your Town television program. My name is Joy Anderson, Special Events Manager with the Alzheimer's Association, and your host today and every first Thursday on the Monterey Peninsula Chamber of Commerce Hour. My next guest this afternoon is Tom Conway, President and CEO of Easter Seal, Central California.
Hi, Joy. Hi, Joy. How are you?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for coming and spending a little bit of time with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Easter seals.
Yes.
Been around a long time.
Yes.
Remember those stamps when I was a little kid.
Yes.
And you know, history-wise, I have to share this with you because I don't know if I ever did share this with you, but when I was a child, I had scoliosis very bad.
Okay.
And my family was helped out by the Crippled Children's Society.
Exactly.
And so when I got older, I went, you know, I need to give back. And so I looked it up and I went, oh, they're Easter seals now. So that's how I first got involved with the Easter seals here locally, and did some volunteer work. So it's kind of near and dear to my heart too.
Good.
So
Good. That's good to hear.
Fantastic. But tell us about Easter seals and what it's all about these days. I know you deal with disabilities, but
Sure.
it's like a broad spectrum of disabilities.
Sure, exactly. Thank you. And you described probably my biggest challenge as CEO of Easter Seals is to share what it is we do and share our message. I think maybe and maybe not, maybe you can tell me differently, but I'm assuming that Alzheimer's of Monterey probably doesn't have the same struggle in trying to explain what it is they do actually, because the name says
Yes.
what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Easter Seals, even though our logo, and some people will recognize the logo, the white lily on the red field, and recall the stickers, and we still do the stickers, we still send those out. But it is a challenge to get the message out that we exist here in Central California. We have offices in Aptos and in Fresno. We cover 10 counties in Central California, so it's quite a large region. And in all honesty, we're probably really only at this time in 4 of those, and those being Monterey, Santa Cruz, San Benito, and Fresno counties. We're working to build ourselves up. We do provide services for disability services for children and adults, and also respite services to their families.
And that's huge.
Truly.
Huge.
In fact, it was one of the things that drew me to wanting to work for Easter Seals. I moved out here from Chicago in January. I worked for nearly 30 years in healthcare with the American Medical Association, American Dental Association, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and then finally with the American Academy of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. And when my husband's and my business failed, and then our house went under like everybody else's, we decided that, you know what, it's time to look, I've been coming out here many years because I have family in the area, so when I was looking for jobs, I saw Easter Seals, and one of the things that drew me seriously was the respite services that we provide. I think it is key to any family who's raising typically developing children has difficulty. But can you imagine what you have to go through when you're raising a family with a disability, and all the time, it's very time consuming. So to give them that time, I think is one of the best gifts that we can give through Easter Seal Central California. Yeah. So we also do other services as well, though. We have, of course, autism services. I'm not sure if you're aware, but the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has statistics that show that now there are 1 in 88 children in America are diagnosed on the autism spectrum. And so you can imagine, and that's grown tenfold in the past 40 years. So our services and the need for our services has grown in autism services over the past 40 years as well. We've been around since 1947 here, and our services continue to grow. Our need for resources continues to grow as well. We also provide services in schools. We're in classrooms. We have academic assistance. We provide behavioral therapy assistance and health aides in the classroom. We also provide in-home services for families. One of the programs we have is called Play. It's Play and Learning for Autistic Youth, and we help teach the parents how to work with their children.
That to me was one of the greatest programs.
Yeah, I think
Play program was just phenomenal because, I mean, here's a parent you know, they're so excited, they have this child, and then your child has autism.
Right.
Now what?
Right, exactly.
And people don't even understand really what autism's all about, let alone you have a child now that has these needs. And
Right.
yeah.
Exactly, and you know, and yeah, and raising a typically developing child too, you have expectations, or you have built in your mind of what it is to raise a child, or play with a child, or teach a child how to play with a certain toy. But
Right.
but children with autism don't play the same way,
No.
or don't, you know, work the same way, or anything the same way. And so you have to learn things all over, and sometimes you feel all alone. And so some of the other services we provide, we unite parents who are in similar situations so that they can help each other out
Support,
as well.
support.
Exactly, exactly, which I think is also key. And in this community, it's great because people are so ready to help one another anyway. So it makes my job a little bit easier, and my team's job a little bit easier
Yeah.
in that respect.
That's
yes.
great. One of the things that I know that you do, which is, you know, kind of falls under respite and it kind of falls under a lot of different things, is Camp Harmon.
Yes.
Love Camp Harmon.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it? It's a spiritual place. When I first came here in January, about 2 weeks into my job, I got to go up to camp. And with the redwood canopy up in the Santa Cruz Mountains in Boulder Creek, it's fabulous. And it was donated to us nearly 50 years ago. Next year's our 50th anniversary.
Oh.
And we're gearing up to celebrate. And it was donated to us by the Harmon sisters back in 1963. And by the time we took over, it was in 64. But they donated it for the specific reason that it be used for individuals with disabilities. And we have campers that come every year. Right now, we're only in the summer months with our camp
Right.
sessions, but we're looking to expand those as well. But during those camp sessions, those campers, to see them and the smiles on their faces, and how they work with the counselors, and we have campers from all over the world, and a lot certainly from Central California, but all over the world. Our counselors come from all over, and they have great. Some of my staff tell me that when they see some of the campers at the store where they work or whatever. The campers talk about camp from the moment they leave camp to the moment they get there, and then they talk about it again, like, I can't wait to get to camp next year. So yeah, it's wonderful. It's an absolutely spiritual place. But as you can imagine, celebrating 50 years, it needs some tender, loving care. And we have what we're calling the Remember and Restore campaign that we just kicked off in early November. And we have a website that is www.campharmon.org. And on that website, you can see phase 1 of the projects that we're working on and that we're raising funds for.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's a great place. It's very easily navigable, and you can donate as small, I think, as $35 for a new chair at the dining hall, and upwards of more. Yes, but
so small or large.
Exactly. Yeah, I welcome all gifts because it truly is. It's a gift.
They all add up.
Yeah, exactly.
They all add up.
And I would welcome anybody who wanted to come to Camp Harmon to check it out, because it really is life-changing.
Yeah, it will. It will. It will change your life. It's just such a great thing.
Thank you.
And let's see, what else do we have here? Some of the upcoming events. Walk With Me.
Yes, Walk With Me is a National Easter Seal sponsored event. You're familiar with walks, and next year we've done it traditionally in Monterey, but next year we're moving it to Salinas because you may be aware there's a new park that is opening this weekend, Tatum's Garden, and we're going to work with the city and with Tatum's Garden to end our walk near there. And also with First Five of Monterey County to have a resource fair as well. So anybody in the community, businesses who are interested and can see a tie-in to Easter seals in the business that we provide, we welcome anybody to contact us to try and get involved in that walk and that resource fair, because it's going to be a great day, a lot of fun. People can bring their families and their pets and, do the walk and raise funds for Easter seals.
How long is your walk?
The walk is going to be very short. I believe it's going to be maybe a total of a mile. Because a lot of our individuals who we serve, they're either using assistive devices or a wheelchair or something, and we don't want to make this too. The day is also about the fair in addition to the walk. So yeah, it's going to be.
And what a perfect combination with Tatum's Garden.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
isn't that's another fabulous thing that's happening?
Really
you know,
is.
It really is.
I'm
I'm just so happy that we really understand the needs of especially children with disabilities. Because one of the things that came up once, and I can't remember if it was one of the luncheons or someplace that I've been to, they talked about how many disabled children do you think we have in Monterey County alone, just
Right.
in Monterey County, and people go, oh, not very many. And, you know, it was kind of like, really? And they said, well, why do you say that? It's like, well, we never see them. Well, because, you know, they're not just, you know, running around like, you know,
Exactly.
other children are.
Exactly.
They, you know, they need assistance to be able to do things, and then they need a place to go that's
Right.
safe.
Right, that is accessible for everyone.
Exactly.
And the other thing is, too, I don't think people always recognize what a disability is.
Exactly.
Unless there is an assisted device or a wheelchair or something, people don't recognize it
But
as
there's
a
lots
disability.
of disabilities.
Exactly,
Lots.
exactly.
And that's what I think I appreciate about the work with Easter Seals is it doesn't, you know, discount any disability. It
No.
doesn't matter what your disability is. It's
No,
like
no.
we will do our best to, you know, to support and help.
Exactly. And when we can't, we like to be able to refer folks to agencies that can help them, because we know it's a struggle for both the individual and their families to be able to find the resources. I mean, we struggle too with that.
Oh, sure.
So, but we do the best we can to hook people up with the right resources.
And you talked about how big I guess it's this chapter.
Yes,
I mean,
affiliate. Yes, chapters.
It's huge.
Yes, 10 counties, yeah.
So how do you get around everywhere, Tom?
I do a lot of driving. Yes, I do a lot of
I was
driving.
going to say, you live in your car.
I do. Well, and it's all good. I mean,
Yeah.
that's in California, that's what we do. But my goal is, though, to start expanding first, especially in Fresno County, but then to move down, because we have a lot of people down in like Kern County is even in our. So
Oh,
that's
is
how
it?
far
Okay,
south we
yeah.
go. Yeah. So and then further east. But yeah, we have a large area. It's a large geographic area. But that doesn't mean that, I think what we're looking to, if we can't physically be in some of those counties, we're looking to partner with other organizations
There you
who
go.
have like populations that are serving similar needs, and maybe we can work together that way. So that's, if you know anybody, I would be welcome to talk to them.
So do you also look for volunteers?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you.
Because
Yes.
that's huge. I mean, we can never have enough volunteers for all the things that we need to accomplish in nonprofits. So,
Yeah.
you know, what kind of people are you looking for? What kind of things? I want to get the word out. So if there's
Thank you.
anybody interested.
Yeah, no, that's great. I would love to have volunteers. We could have volunteers for the walk, if anybody's interested in helping out with the walk or the resource fair. We would love to have volunteers up at Camp Harmon. We're going to have work days up at Camp Harmon. We have a couple events next year that we're celebrating the 50th anniversary, including a crab feed and an Irish Fest in February and March next year. And tying to those, we're going to have some work days. So anybody who's interested, please contact either me directly at Easter Seals or contact Camp Harmon, and the director there would be able to set you up.
Good.
We could use help in our office in Aptos as well. You know, where there's always something
There's
to
always
do
something.
to
So
stuff
whatever your
envelopes.
skill set, yeah,
Exactly.
there's a fit.
Exactly.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no, understand. So what else do you want to tell me?
Okay, well, no.
I don't want to do all the talking because I just get all excited when I talk about it.
Well, thank you. Well, I do. I guess I could take some time to talk again about the 50th anniversary of Camp Harmon, because it really is, I can't stress enough what it means to the campers. And I have stayed up at camp myself. I was blessed to be up there and in the camp, and I can see some things, and my camp director sees things that need to be done, structural changes that need to be made. And of course, they're not done without cost. So I would encourage anybody who has a child who camps, who knows somebody with a disability, to certainly check out campharmon.org and make a donation, because it would be very helpful. The campers don't see these things.
No.
They love camp, regardless. But I think that anybody that can help out, it would be great.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So your big fundraiser, you're focusing on Camp Harmon. The
Yes.
walk is your other major fundraiser,
Major
and then you've got the other ones.
We have them around the 10-county
Okay.
area. We have a couple in Fresno as well, a golf tournament. If anybody golfs, there will be a golf tournament in May. And another
So you have those listed on your website?
Yes, we do. We do. Yeah.
All kinds of ways to support.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Thank
Well,
you.
we're certainly glad that you made the move to California.
I am too. Thank you.
And the work that Easter Seals does is phenomenal. It's really a great thing. I'm just real close to it. So
Thank you, Joy. Thank you.
thank you very much for joining me this afternoon.
You're
Time
very
goes by so fast.
I
I wish we
know.
had more time, but
I
that's
do
okay.
too.
We'll have to have you back again. That's
Thank you,
easy.
Joy.
Yeah,
I'd appreciate
definitely.
that.